Welcome back. Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan Tate have been arrested in Miami. They are set to be extradited from Miami back to the UK, where they are facing charges that range from grape all the way to SA. That's grape and SA. I'm Brandon Tucker. This is Defiant Brandon. Welcome back to Accountability. We're also going to cover In and Out, Major Brawl. And you know who was? It's not all of them, but it's always them. Black fatigue is in full effect in Arizona as my people, my folks, my kin folks erupt into a major brawl inside of it In and Out that was so bad that it caused the others, we're just going to call them others, to actually go outside and brave monsoon weather to get away from these crazy ninjas. Let's get straight into it. No reason to beat around the bush. Back up. Andrew Tate looked like he was about to try to resist for a second. Then he said, just let him take me in. Bro backed up like, what you doing, fool? This is always just so crazy to me. So everyone's sitting around. I'm sure you guys are like, why are they being arrested? Apparently, what I do know is that this is for some stuff that happened 17 years ago. Let's see what Andrew has to say about it.
The British seeing on the timeline. Let me clear up this news you're seeing on the timeline. The British state has accused me of a crime. They said 15 years ago I did something I wasn't supposed to do and I'm a criminal. But they won't tell me who against. They won't tell me where it happened. They won't tell me when it happened. They just said 15 years ago you did a crime. And I said, okay, against who? We're not telling you in case you tweet it. Why would I tweet it? What are you talking about? Tell me who I committed this crime against so I can defend myself. Nope, we're not going to let you defend yourself. You're accused of a crime. You're charged with a crime. We won't tell you who against. And I said, well, then how do I put a defense together? And they said, well, if you come to England, we'll tell you. I said, sure, I'll come to England. No problem. All I want to know is, can you guarantee I will not be remanded in custody? They said, no, we're not going to guarantee you that. If you come to England, there's a strong chance you're going to go to Belmarsh, remanded in custody for years, pre-trial. And I'm like, so you are accusing me of a crime. You've issued a warrant. You won't tell me who the crime was committed against, if they even exist, because they don't. These are made-up victims, completely made up. They have people hiding behind anonymity and just attacking me, demanding millions of euros, millions of dollars for things that happened in 2009. Nobody's telling me what these things are. Nobody's telling me who these people are. Nobody's telling me when they happened, where they happened, nothing. And they're saying if I go to jail, they'll tell me, but I have to fly to England and put myself in jail. And I know you're wondering, how come when Britain, as it collapses and doesn't give a fuck about grooming gangs, doesn't give a fuck about the stabbings, doesn't care about the drugs on the street, doesn't care about any of the real crime, how come they keep talking about Andrew Tate? That's because I highlight the problems with the country. They don't want to fix the problems. They want to get rid of me for talking about the problems.
I mean, guys, if you really want to keep it 100, it's really hard to disagree with Andrew Tate right here. I mean, at this point, you have Arab grape gangs running around the UK abusing women, and the police act like they're powerless to stop it. You have dudes over there marrying their cousins. Dudes over there married to 5, 10 different women, having 7 and 9 and 10 kids, all in 1 year. And the guy they come after is Andrew Tate, the guy who says they can't tell him, based on what he's saying, they can't tell him who did it, right? They can't tell him who did it. They're saying that it happened over a decade ago, and they're telling him that if he comes to the country, they can't guarantee him. May I have a spoon, please? They can't guarantee him that he won't be remanded. And if you don't know what remanded means, you probably have to have had to have been to jail like I have. Remanded means you're taken into custody, for those of you who've never been to court. So he's going to be arrested. And not only is he going to be arrested, he's going to be held for potentially years, because their criminal justice situation is totally backed up, because all of the things that the radical lunatics want to do in America, they've already done that stuff in Europe. Oh, we want to abolish prisons and, soft on crime and all that. So the reason they do that is so that they can take the money that they're spending on like criminal justice and, law enforcement. All right, thank you. And they can use it to give it to, so they can use it, they can reallocate it to give welfare to the illegal immigrants that they are bringing into the country, who they say are going to save the country, but these people actually offer nothing to the country. Over in the UK, over 80% of all of their Arab immigrants, they are on welfare. So it's 90, I believe, 90%. So, they're bringing these people in, they're rolling out the red carpet for these people. They're just, hey, welcome in. We're giving you everything. And these people are basically coming into the country to be on welfare. They're not innovating. They're not creating. They're not doing anything but draining the welfare system. So I understand Andrew Tate for not wanting to go to the UK. I'm going to go spend years of my life in jail waiting to be tried for a crime that I don't believe I committed against someone who you won't even tell me who they are. It doesn't make sense. And I'm telling you guys, I see my boy Azazel. He's in there. He in the comments. He's like, "Oh, I told you about them Tates." Azazel, you're my bro, right? But I don't see anything funny about this. I don't understand why men laugh and joke when other men are abused by the justice system over Me Too anonymous Me Too allegations. Like, I don't understand how you guys don't understand that you could be the victim of this. Now, if Andrew Tate is guilty, put him under the jail, right? But something's telling me when something's coming from 16 years ago, I'm gonna guess that this is some bullshit. Especially when I look at where it's coming from, the UK, where they'll literally arrest somebody over a Facebook post. Their law enforcement and justice system is a complete joke. So why would why would anyone willingly subject themselves to being held accountable by that criminal justice system that will hold you accountable, but won't hold other criminals accountable? I literally looked at a video of a guy being assaulted by a bunch of Muslims. The guy fought back. The police came, arrested, bro, and let the Muslims just walk off. And this is how the world ends. When people see that there's an uneven distribution of justice in favor of criminals and savages and animals, they say, I don't respect that law. And no one fights harder than someone who is a law-abiding citizen, someone who does what they're supposed to do, fights against injustice. And that's what's happening. I looked at this thing, and you got this little bitch, Zohran Mamdani, over in New York. He's talking about he's going to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu. They're going to have some type of conference in a couple weeks. And he's saying, oh, I'm going to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu. And he's like, he committed war crimes against the ICC. Notice how there's no arrest warrant for the Ayatollah of Iran. Notice there's no arrest warrant for the Iranian president. The very generals and higher ups in Iran who are responsible for thousands of deaths, not including but not limited to their own people. There's no arrest warrant for these people. But there's an arrest warrant for Benjamin Netanyahu. There's an arrest warrant for Andrew Tate. Now, if you arrest them all, I can't say anything. Okay, you're arresting everybody who's suspected of something. They're all being held accountable. But there are people out here really committing atrocities. And there's no mention of them. There's no mention of them. The same guy who's saying, I'm going to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu, he's literally just the government, the federal government had to cancel a meeting between him and a high-ranking Iranian official right in New York. So when people laugh and joke, it's like, I don't see what's funny about a man being put through a situation that any one of us could be put through. And if you don't believe me, ask my boy Brian Banks from my city, Long Beach, California. Falsely accused, almost spent a decade in prison. Only got out because the girl admitted over Facebook that he never did anything wrong. But the more we get away from this Me Too situation, the more these people try to bring us back to it. Because in reality, it's the only power they have. They have no policies. They have no strong resume of proof that they've done anything. So all they can do now is guilt. Use some very flawed, very biased movement to ride, piggyback on into power. And the more we buy into it, even as men, if we don't get up and straight up, this is BS, rejected, off rip, guess what? The closer we all are to becoming victim to it. So I don't know. So I could get Brian on the show. No, I talk to him every day. I can get him on the show. So I know Andrew Tate doesn't agree with two things that I agree with. He doesn't agree with me on two issues. So I want to see him burn and fry. But at a certain point, you got to look at things just based on being a man, right? You got to look at things based on being a man. It's great. It's fun to laugh. But stuff like this is not a laughing matter. You guys are talking about American citizens being snatched out of America and sent back to just to be held accountable or to be judged by draconian style courts in countries that, let's be real, they've totally fallen apart. They're totally in chaos, right? It's so bad that, I was reading the story the other day, even Ibrahim Traore, the dictatorial ruler of Burkina Faso, he's outlawed Sharia law over there. But the more we see people stand up against Sharia law, it seems like the more the West or the lunatics in the West, they want to play with fire. They want to see if they can play with fire and see if they actually get burned. Me personally, I don't play those games. I don't play those games. It's just like they don't want Russell Simmons. Well, Russell Simmons is smart. He's somewhere where there's no extradition, right? He's smart. But Andrew Tate and them boys just beat these allegations in Romania. These dudes ran basically a webcam site. They managed webcam girls. Women who get on the internet and show their booty hole. Women who get on the internet and show their body and play with themselves in front of a camera, right? In Romania, they tried to pull the same crap. And they got off. But what I really believe with this? I believe this stuff has more to do with just making money. Because if you take somebody who's rich, right? If you take somebody who's rich like Andrew Tate and you put them up on charges, that's at least a couple of million you're going to get just off of trying him, just off of putting him in jail, because he's going to hire lawyers in the UK, right? He's going to, seek counsel. It also brings a lot of attention, and attention means money. So it's just like there's so many things that are fishy about this situation, right? And you got a lot of men jumping on it. Oh, Andrew Tate, his reckoning is here. And yeah, we're going to get him. Guys, what has he done? The whole thing is you don't have any evidence of him doing anything. So how can I be against him at this point in the situation, knowing that there are women out here trying to get dudes up on charges? You just seen what happened to Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp didn't do nothing wrong. Him and this heifer been sex playing and phone sexing for years. All of a sudden, she mad. All of a sudden, I don't want to. This ain't fun for you no more. I need a bag. I need a retirement. She comes out with an allegation, bro. Got to spend $10 million just so his life is not destroyed. Understand that. He has to spend $10 million just so his life won't be destroyed. These dudes run webcam sites for girls. That's how they got their millions. They got on it early. These would, show their booty hole on the internet. And they manage these people because most of these chicks couldn't spread peanut butter on a damn cracker, because they're dumb. So these guys set everything up, put them under contract, and the girl she goes and diddles herself on camera, and she makes more money than she would probably ever make in her life if she wasn't doing that, right? Here we go right here. Sex traffic, that's why he's rich. You don't have proof of that. As long as this dude been in the media, as famous as bro is, you believe, you guys sympathize with the narcos, Venezuelans, Iranians who are actual sex traffickers. But then like regular guys who have a legitimate way of earning a living, but just are outspoken about their opinions, they're the ones who are guilty. I want you guys to all understand, do you see the way in which the world is going? You know how people look back on the past and say, if I was alive back then, I would have never did that. These people are those people. They're doing exactly that. Let's start a witch hunt against Andrew Tate and his brother for an anonymous person. No one knows who this person is, right? Could be totally wrong, right? This could be totally fabricated. Like, remember the girl who brought up the charges against Jay-Z, the anonymous person? If you guys don't understand, if your brain is so small that you don't understand that there are lawyers out there who know that they could make millions off of just getting settlements from these people, because these people don't want the inconvenience and potential negative blowback of really being involved with a sexual assault or rape trial in the long term. This is what they're doing. And there really needs to be some type of like law made against this. They need to like strengthen these statutes of limitation or something. Look at Cassie. Look how Cassie did Diddy. New York extended the time limit on the statute of limitations. Her and her current husband go broke. They moved back in with her parents. So she married a bum, and all of a sudden, Diddy did this, and I'm a victim. Let's go to court. And when they went to court, they proved beyond a shadow of a doubt, Cassie was just as much of an abuser as Diddy. Everything they did, Cassie orchestrated it, willingly participated in it. She played the role. She was right there. But the only person who went to jail was Diddy. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? The Punisher, the porn dude who they was hiring or dig Cassie out, he said she was just as much. He said she organized everything, and she would organize the freak offs to get Diddy to come around and come see her. Why is she not in jail? Why is she not in jail? No, Diddy wasn't guilty at all. Diddy didn't do nothing that, I worked at No Jumper. There was a time when I was at No Jumper. You know, Adam, the owner, his wife, Leah, what's her name? Leah? I think it's Leah. There was a time when Leah got hired to do a porn shoot, her second scene with this dude with a freaking a flagpole named Jason Love. They flew Leah to Florida. She got on a boat, went in the water, got smashed by Jason Love. That is the same exact thing Diddy did. He flew people across country to come to his freak offs and get paid to have sex. What's the difference? The only difference is, for whatever reason, they had it out for Diddy. So Diddy got held to a standard that he got taken to court for something that people do every single day, and nothing happens to them. Nothing happens to them. And this is the same thing I believe is going on with Andrew Tate and them boys. Because it's like they don't got nothing on them. They just don't like their narrative. And there's a war on masculinity. And the UK led the charge on that war. Now shit's about to get reversed. You see the tide turning. And so it's like they're trying to just get take their last little pot shots at everybody who they hate. This is the Me Too 2.0.
Tonight, British authorities are seeking the extradition of Andrew and Tristan Tate. The prominent influencers in the so-called manosphere were arrested by federal marshals in Miami. CBS's Christian Benavidez is there with details on the new charges. Christian.
Good evening, Jerika. The Tate brothers were taken into custody as they were heading to a boxing event that one of them was set to co-host here in Miami. They've indicated that they're likely going to fight those extradition charges back to the United Kingdom.
U.S. Marshals arrested notorious social media influencers Andrew and Tristan Tate in Miami on Saturday, stemming from recent developments in the UK. Authorities there, who already had a case against the duo, say 4 more alleged victims of the brothers came forward with accusations of rape, sex trafficking, assault, child and extreme pornography,
bringing the total number of charges faced to 59. The charges relate to 7 victims spanning a period.
So when they say extreme pornography, what does that mean? What does that mean? Have you guys ever heard of ghetto gaggers, where they take black women and just humiliate them, spit on them, piss on them, all this, slap them in the face, throw up on them? Guess what? That's extreme pornography. Women are literally volunteering to do that. Look, personal experience, I had to talk a girl out of doing that. I had to talk a girl out of doing ghetto gaggers who she was, I want to say she was about 21. She was going to do ghetto gagger scene for $900. I said, are you out of your damn mind? It's a friend of mine. What the hell is wrong with you to try to let these dudes humiliate you on camera for $900? See, I don't put none of this past females, but what I know about females is this: once a female do something and they regret what they did, it will always come back. You was abusing them. That is women's magic word. You abused me, bro. Any man who has been in a relationship, whatever, when shit ain't going the way the woman wanted, she's gonna say, you abused me. You abused me. Okay, I didn't touch you. You verbally abused me. You psychologically abused me. You financially abused me. You dietarily abused me. Nigga, it's all abuse. It's all abuse in their mind. The word is overused, misused, and just totally weaponized. So in my mind, based on what I know, and we don't go based on what we know these days. We go based on, can we get a little entertainment off of it? But based on what I know that these chicks probably did some extreme porn for Tate and his brother under contract, right? And now they see a way to make a quick dollar off of it. And so now these lawyers told them, look, if you bring them here, they'll probably just settle and you'll walk away with $500,000 to $1 million. Now we gonna walk away with a third of it, but everybody gonna get paid. Happens every day.
period from 2010 to 2017.
The men are part of the so-called manosphere, boasting millions of followers and selling online courses on masculinity. In 2022, the Tate brothers were arrested in Romania on rape, human trafficking, and sexual exploitation charges. The case did not go to trial but remains open. Last year, the brothers left.
Okay, so you see, so Bia is in the comments. Just look, the case didn't go to trial, but it remains open. You're a liar. You're a liar. Oh, you need to go back to Romania. They still going to court. They're not going back. They're not going to Romania every month for that. You lie. You lie, Bia, and I don't know why you come here to lie. This is an honest channel. We don't make up lies. I could have told you that Andrew Tate and his brother weren't going back to Romania every month. Two of my best friends live in Romania. It was nothing but a witch hunt, a way for some Romanian lawyers and probably some Romanian mobsters to make a quick buck. Because Romania is run by the mob, if you didn't know. No, I didn't say the case was closed. I said they beat the case. There's nothing coming of the case. And they did. If you ain't going to trial, the case is done. I don't know how many trials you ever been in. They could keep a case open indefinitely. That don't mean that you're still going to be held accountable for it. They got no information. That's what happens. When the case is open, but you're not going to trial, that means they don't have any evidence. You do know that, right? You don't have evidence. If they had evidence, you'd be on trial. This is a racket right here. And I really hope Donald Trump steps in, and I hope he shuts this shit down. Because the legal system, and now it's the global legal system. Now it's the global legal system is being weaponized against masculine American men. That's what's going on here. And you got some men, they're going to cheer that on. Yeah, that's what they get. No, bro, no one deserves that. No one deserves to have a whole country against them because the country has gone bonkers. They've lost the plot. The UK, in my opinion, doesn't even have enough credibility to put anybody on trial from another country. As long as they got radical Muslim extremists marauding their streets with machetes and stuff, attacking people in broad daylight. You got bigger fish to fry. And that's what I hope Trump says if he shoots this down.
Romania for Florida, and state officials announced a probe into their activity. The Tate brothers deny all allegations. Their attorney tells CBS News the world knows Andrew and Tristan Tate are innocent.
We've yet to be convicted of any crime in our lives ever.
The Tate brothers are set to face a judge as early as tomorrow. Legal experts have said that this will likely be a lengthy legal battle over extradition. Jerika.
Christian Benavides in Miami, thank you.
So, Andrew Tate, he claims he knows the Trump family well. And I hope right now he's reaching out to them, trying to get something going as far as like him not having to go back to UK. Because I hate to see this guy go down because I could tell he's a good guy. He's just opinionated. And in this world, not agreeing with the opinion of the left it's a crime. You don't agree with me on everything. You should go to jail. This is how you start with camps and concentration camps and all this stuff. When people say, you don't agree with me, so you deserve to go to jail.
And I'm very close to the Trump family. I know them well. And I spoke to Barron after the incident. And I look forward to, once I am free, being with Donald Trump in person and reminding him that he's a bulletproof badass.
This is the attorney for President Trump, somebody who has been a fighter for the America First Party. Her name is Alina Habba, and she joins us live right now.
Hi.
Hello, Alina.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. I'm a big fan.
Well, nice
Big
to meet
fan.
you.
Formal charges against Andrew Tate include rape, human trafficking of minors, sexual intercourse with a minor.
And I'm very close to the Trump family. I know them well. And I spoke to Barron after the incident. And I look forward to, once I am free, being with Donald Trump in person and reminding him that he's a bulletproof badass.
In total have now been authorised against Andrew and Tristan Tate bringing the total number of charges faced to 59. The charges relate to 7 victims spanning a period from 2010 to 2017. Our officers have worked closely with the CPS and both national and international law enforcement agencies as part of this complex investigation. I can now confirm that officers from the United...
There's nothing complex about this. A bunch of girls talk about when they was young, they got abused by Andrew and Tristan Tate. Really past the statute of limitations. It's just pure ignorance. And if you buy into this, you're just stupid and you're ignorant. So let me give you an example of someone who's stupid and ignorant, right? So Bia 405, right? This person, I want to believe it's a girl. If it's a man, I feel sorry for his father, his family, his mother, his children. Let's pray for them, right? He said, I said, Andrew Tate then beat the case in Romania. Oh, you can't beat a case if it's still open. You can't beat a case if it's still open. A case can remain open for decades. They could keep a case open for decades. But if they have no evidence, if they took you into custody, arrested you, and they weren't able to compile evidence to where they could put you on trial, so they had to release you, and you went to travel around the world again, you beat the case. They're holding it open because they think maybe somebody give them new information. Oh, but if I beat the case, but it's open. Now, let me show you how stupid B is. Who remembers O.J. Simpson? Who remember O.J. Simpson beating the case? When he beat the case of when they say he murdered Nicole Brown Simpson and her lover, Ron Goldman, right? See, this is what happens with people who know, talk to people who are dumb and don't know anything, right? Bia said, oh, the case is open, but I beat it, right? You can't do that. Typed in right here. Is Nicole Brown, and I already knew the answer. I was just verifying because I didn't know if it got closed since I last checked this. Is Nicole Brown Simpson case still open? Right here. Technically, the case remains open, but it is effectively closed as an active investigation. See how that works? A case can be open still. It can remain open. But if they're no longer actively investigating the case is essentially closed. You beat the case. You lose, Bia. Now let me delete you out of my comments because you ain't offering nothing of value. You just throwing shit out because you don't know anything. You don't know anything. Trust me, bro. I've been to jail, bro. I know how cases work. It can be. It's called a cold case. It's just open. It's just sitting in the backlogs. Nothing's happening with it. That's it. That's it. You got some detective who just got a hard on for these guys and doesn't want to accept, hey, they didn't do anything, and just let the case die. That's it. Come on, man. You can't do me. You can't do me. Your mama probably was selling coochie with you in the house. Like, you ain't going to be able to outsmart me because I don't get on the internet and make up lies. See, those other people you watch, they get on the internet and lie all the time. So you could get them with a gotcha. You can't get me with that. I ain't Tariq Nasheed, bro. I ain't no FBI. I ain't no gotcha. You ain't gonna get no gotcha on me. So give it up. You've been trying for several episodes now. I don't know why, but you trying to get me. You're not gonna get me because I'm not gonna lie and forget what I said, then have to come back and correct anything. I wish I could play y'all what the View have to say because they always going at somebody. Now, mind you, the conservatives are like, hey, this is wrong, innocent until proven guilty. They shouldn't be trying to take advantage of these dudes, whatever. The liberals, right? The blue side, the left, they basically done convicted these dudes in their mind already. Mind you, the true rapist, Graham Plattner, they was ready to what? Hold their nose and vote for him, right? Right? They're ready to hold their nose and vote for a dude who is allegedly a rapist, who abused women. This is proven. Who was in racist chat groups on the internet. Proven fact. Proven fact had a Nazi tattoo on his chest. That's how you know that this stuff is all arbitrary. We don't like you. You don't agree with us. You don't agree with what we think institutionally. So we're going to come after you. We're going to weaponize our legal system. People, grown-ass men ain't gonna grown-ass men ain't taking this shit much longer. I'm just letting y'all know straight up. Grown-ass men ain't taking this shit no longer. You are not about to be able to just lock us away in a gulag for 2 to 5 years while we wait to go to trial because you don't like what we say on the internet. And I'm telling you, this is already happening in the UK. People are already being taken to jail. People are already being taken to jail for Facebook posts, Instagram posts, Twitter posts. So when I'm looking at what they're saying about Andrew Tate, I don't even believe they did anything. I believe this is going to boil down to some shit that they said on the internet. The UK is already doing this. They are already arresting people, showing up at people's front door. Oh, you made this post on the internet. Pack some stuff because you going to jail. I believe that that's what this is going to end up being. I have no faith in the criminal justice system of the UK. And because it's been taken over by radical lunatics, I do not believe President Trump should allow American citizens. I believe they're American citizens. I do not believe. Yes, I do not believe American citizens should be extradited to anywhere like the UK to be put on trial. We have a criminal justice system. Forward us the information. We'll put them on trial here. We'll look through it to see if it holds water. Because as long as I see stuff like what you're about to see right here going on in the UK, hell no. Hell no. Let those crazy motherfuckers over there who voted for that stuff be subjected to this type of tomfoolery. But don't you dare try to take someone from another country where we got the sense to push back against radicalism and woke bullshit. Don't you dare try to hold us to this nonsense. Check this out. Girl gets arrested. I don't know if they arrest this person. Wait, let me see. So here they go to the door and demand this girl phone and threaten to arrest her for a little girl for a post she made on Facebook.
Okay, what was it?
Sorry, I don't like the camera. You can have my body cam. I can exhibit that to you. I just don't like the camera, really.
Okay, well, I'm doing this because this is my own house and I am.
The police, I don't like the camera. I have the body cam. I can give it to you. Do you see the more these people say, you could be free in the United States back, they're slowly just stripping back. The freedoms you fought for, they're slowly stripping it back because it doesn't allow it documents their draconian tactics.
Telling you why I'm doing. So I just need to know why would she's basically viewed a post which is not an arrestable offence.
Yeah.
Okay.
It happened in May and you're completely fine. The only thing is we need to seize the phone at this current moment. The phone needs to get seized from us, otherwise we will escalate this further.
But with a voluntary interview.
So have you seized anyone else? Is she the only child you're picking on?
Voluntary interview, you'd be able to come.
Have you spoken to anyone else? No, we'll come to the station now.
Do you mind letting her finish her sentence?
Yeah.
She does have to get further escalation, unfortunately.
That's fine. We'll come to the station now.
The phone is seized right now, and we're not able to basically get the phone. We'd have to escalate this further, which means your daughter will get arrested.
For what? Viewing a social media post? Is that
I need to go with her in order to?
No, absolutely not.
What can we do to prevent destruction of evidence?
So the girl didn't even post nothing. She just looked at a social media post. She looked at a post on social media. The freaking Gestapo, y'all calling Trump the Gestapo. You committed a thought crime. You haven't done anything. You looked at a post on social media, and now the police are coming to your house saying, give us your phone or we're going to arrest you. Do you really believe? Do you really believe that? Let me delete these dudes. They come every day to watch, but then they talk about me. Okay, they don't even know I stream to a bunch of different platforms, and they're straight up and down view. That's not the only dimension I'm streaming in. So let me get these guys out of here. But anyway, so you and they're not even, the people in the comments, they're not even listening to what I'm saying. It's wrong what I'm saying because of another thing they don't agree with that I said. Who is dumb enough to believe that the police should be able to come to your house and confiscate your phone because of something you looked at on social media, other than child pornography, obviously. But these are kids they're talking about. So either you're going to give us your phone or we're going to arrest you. Your shit that you paid for, that your mom and your daddy worked hard to pay for. See, that's when you see these dudes coming at me, I want y'all to understand something. You don't got to agree with me. But when you see people coming at me during times like this shows you we have a significant portion of our population that is just totally gone mentally on woke liberal bullshit. They are not even looking at this stuff as a case by case basis. They're looking at it like, oh, you support Trump? Whatever you say is bullshit. You could be speaking to save their own child. They'll be like, that's bullshit because it come out of your mouth and you supported this person or voted for this person or that person. I can be surrounded. When I go to the grocery store, all the little kids in there is hippies. They're leftists. They're at the anti-Trump marches and all that. We still can joke and talk and laugh, talk about sports, all that shit. Because I'm not judging them based on what they do politically. I'm not allowing that to have total control over the way I look at that person as a person. They're a person with unique characteristics. We might disagree on this, but we might agree on this. See, the left and the liberal, they're far gone past that point. They can't accept anything you say because they don't like your politics. They will offer themselves over into slavery as long as they feel like the side that they like wins. You saw the Jewish lady. She said, man, Mamdani might kill us, but anybody but Trump. She was like, I'm Jewish. And I know Mamdani doesn't like Jewish people. She said, he might kill us, but we got to get Trump out of office. Do you see how stupid people are? I'm like, dude, what I'm saying, I'm defending you and me. But you so going off of your bias and your ignorance, you don't care about getting violated. As long as you say, I hate Trump or some stupid stuff like that.
I'm sorry.
Lisa,
that's fine. I would like you to leave now. I'd like you to leave. Okay, I have nothing more to say to you. A social media post. I've got nothing more to say. I'd like you to leave. You've harassed this child enough. I'd like you to leave.
Lisa, that's no word.
Over a damn social media post. So trust me, guys, these people have already mentally flew the coop. Let me just say that. They're already there. Where the place you're afraid they won't go, or the place that you don't think they're willing to go, they're already there in other countries. They're already there. I couldn't in good conscience release the Tate brothers to those lunatics over there. And I hope Donald Trump feels the same exact way. Screw them. If you had an issue, you should have been on top of your job enforcing real crime instead of trying to defend radical terrorists from the law-abiding people of the United Kingdom. Y'all spent 10 years, y'all done spent the last 2 decades allowing a bunch of illegal immigrants to come to y'all country and destroy y'all country. Now y'all want to come backtrack retroactively, be like, by the way, we got a case against the Tates. That's bullshit.
Andrew and Tristan Tate have been taken into custody in Miami by the U.S. Marshals Service. Andrew Tate posted video from Miami overnight before the arrest. It comes after British prosecutors announced they're seeking the brothers' extradition to the U.K. on rape and sex trafficking charges. U.K. authorities say they are now bringing a total of 38 new charges involving 4 additional alleged victims. Both brothers are accused of rape and human trafficking. Prosecutors say Andrew Tate also faces charges including profiting from prostitution and offenses related to alleged indecent images of a child and extreme pornography. The Tate brothers, who are dual U.S. and British citizens, have denied the allegations. They're expected to appear in federal court in Miami early next week. We'll continue to follow this developing story.
Okay, I'm putting a poll in the chat. Pause. Do you think the Tate brothers are innocent? And even when you listen to the charges, They sound fabricated. I believe they sound fabricated. Oh, because you had these people saying that you have like proof allegedly that they were like doing child pornography, profiting off of prostitution and all that stuff. But you just now, all these years later, these women are just now like, yeah, he was pimping me. Yeah, he was pimping me. This is BS. This is BS. You can see it from a mile away. So in the chat, I'm putting, do you think the Tate brothers are innocent? Yes, guilty as sin. No, witch hunt. Poll is starting now. Hit the poll. Let me know what y'all think. Also hit the like button while y'all in here. Even if y'all just passing through, hit that like button. And I actually want to put this on the other side too. But yeah, you know how to get some people up out of here, man. Y'all know how it is. Sometimes you gotta trim the fat. Cause these dudes is out of control. I hurt their feelings in another episode. So now they gotta act wild in my shit all the time. So y'all go do the poll. Do you think the Tate brothers are innocent? Yes. Guilty as sin? No. Witch hunt. All right, so y'all go ahead and fill out the poll. Let me know what y'all think. I'll check it before the show is over. Shout out to all my people who are watching in what I like to call the defiant view. That is where you could put it up on your TV, watch it in the landscape in the landscape mode. That means you're locked in. You are a loyal viewer. You are not just passing through. You are someone who believes in what we're doing over here. And if you would like to watch it, sorry, y'all, we back, my bad. But if you would like to watch in that view, I want to put the link in the comments. So if you're if you are watching us in the horizontal view, the vertical view, where your phone's straight up and down portrait mode, check us out on the defiant view, the landscape mode, put it on the TV, and just watch or listen in while you do whatever you're doing for the rest of the day. That's how we do it over here. And consider becoming a member. Why not? I'm definitely going to give you news that you need. And I hope you enjoy the show, and I hope you enjoy every show that I do. Because why not? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you enjoy the show? Let me see. So I'm putting this over here. Yeah, Defiant View is definitely in the comments. But okay, so now there's not too much else I have to say about the Andrew Tate situation. I'm just gonna wish bro the best. I hope they're innocent, but I also hope that they don't get extradited. I hope that they get a fair trial. Not even a trial. I hope this doesn't even go to trial, because I know this is bull crap. Yeah, I know this is bull crap, but this is the world we're living in. All it takes is one baseless accusation, and your ass is guilty.
Accused of rape in the UK.
Well, the brothers are.
Controversial social media influencers Andrew and Tristan Tate are in federal custody in Miami, accused of rape in the UK.
Well, the brothers are fighting extradition and appeared in court today. ABC's Alex Stone has the latest. Arrested by U.S. Marshals Saturday, now waiting on a possible extradition to the United Kingdom on new charges alleging rape and sex trafficking in the UK. Their attorney wants to challenge the extradition, saying they should remain in the U.S. while they deal with a separate civil case in Florida.
We are, of course, objecting to extradition because Andrew and Tristan are innocent. They've never done nothing wrong. They shouldn't be extradited for crimes they did not commit. They're entitled to have their day of court that we've been litigating the case for 3 years in Palm Beach County in Florida. So we're fighting extradition.
Britain's Crown Prosecution Service says the brothers are charged with sexual offenses involving 7 women that allegedly took place between July of 2010 and August of 2017.
What I can say about the allegations in the United Kingdom, not a single solitary person has been identified. These are ghosts and these are phantoms. So we'd like to know who's accused Andrew and Tristan of what.
The charges are the latest in a series of cases against the brothers in multiple countries. They were previously charged in the UK last year with 21 counts involving rape, bodily harm, and human trafficking as part of the same case. The brothers
Rape, bodily harm, and human trafficking. This is just a bunch of bullcrap charges. They're throwing them at the wall to see what sticks. This is what they always do. If you've ever been in jail, they gonna throw 100 charges at you so they can see if they can find a way to make one of those charges stick. And just like my brothers said right here, 18 DJ Sonic, if they go to UK, they won't see a trial for years. It's a complete scam. Yes, that means they will just sit in jail for years, not allowed to bail out or anything. Who the hell want? They're gonna seize their passports. This is how they do. If they can't beat you, if they can't turn the world against you, they're going to destroy you financially through the legal system. Trust me, I had someone try to do that to me. Took me to court and tried to drag it out until they thought I was going to run out of money. This is a thing. There's something that needs to be done about it. And 100% YP, you should be able to face your accusers. They need to pass a law. If you cannot tell me who is charging me, if you can't tell me who I'm being charged, who I allegedly committed the crime against, that's the same as you not having nobody. That's the same as me not committing a crime. Why do you get to anonymously take shots at people? That's my big thing. Why do you anonymously get to try to mess somebody's life up? There's something deeply wrong with our system with that being the case. Hey, shout out to my brother, Sucker Season LA, in the building for the $9.99 super chat. Much appreciated. I've been off for 3 days. I was letting my voice rest and daddy duty, volleyball games, back to back. And got one tonight after this too. So this is what we do though. Getting to other news, and please help us. Feel free to help us reach our super chat goal, 5 super chats of $5 or more. But we got to go over here to Arizona. Did y'all hear about the situation at the In-N-Out in Arizona? Where they where hold on, let me kill this noise. Where the black folks was in here brawling in In-N-Out. Now I'm from Cali, the home of In-N-Out Burger. We have tons of In-N-Outs. I've never really seen a fight in an In-N-Out, but apparently this was a big old thing. There's a monsoon out there. So they're just they basically saying white folks would rather brave monsoon weather than to have to deal with black folks acting crazy inside of In-N-Out. Y'all tell me what y'all think. And we definitely showing the fight on here.
Yeah, get out of here, bro. Out the door now, let's go. Out the door now, let's go.
Okay, so it's not all of them, but it's always them, right? It's not all of them, but it's always them. I mean, at this point, I'm black, right? But what do you want me to say? We up in the In and Out in Yuma, Arizona. That ain't even no like majority black place or nothing. And we just don't know how to act. We just do not, our people, a significant portion of our people just do not know how to act. They in here getting cracking, squabbling over God knows what. What did you and the dude that you randomly ran into at In-N-Out Burger? You went to get a burger. How does going to get a burger turn into a brawl? I thought you was hungry. But you in Yuma, Arizona, of all places, and you up in here acting like a damn animal. So much so that the people in the In-N-Out with you, they like, it's a monsoon outside. but these white folk, look at them. Look at them running. Look at them running. They ran into a monsoon. Do you know what a monsoon is? Extremely heavy rains and flooding. They ran into a monsoon rather than deal with what might happen, possibly dealing with these black folks. Look at this. Y'all falling all over the lady. Look at this guy. He's smiling like, ha. It's not all of them, but it's always them.
Out the door now, let's go. Out the door now, let's go.
Out the door now, let's go. Because guess what? They thinking one of these fools is probably gonna start shooting. Let's see, my brother, sucker season. Both my daughters work at In-N-Out. It's always our folks. Never see that from other. Bro, you in Cali like me, right? I mean, yes, white people trip, Asians trip, Mexicans trip. But you never see these groups tripping in places like this. What could be so wrong at In-N-Out Burger? I go to In-N-Out. I go to In-N-Out Burger, and it's a beautiful time, man. I probably go there too much. That's why I'm fat. It's a beautiful time. It's like fighting somebody at Chick-fil-A. And what this shows is that, black folks, I was having this conversation on TikTok. And on TikTok, if you don't agree with what the people think, they drop you down. But I'm going to tell y'all something about black folks. Black folks are angry. Black people are very angry. And you might ask, why are black people angry, Brandon? And I'm going to tell you why black people are angry. Black people are angry because black people bought into this idea called civil rights. Now, civil rights was this idea that everyone should be treated equally despite the color of their skin. Everyone should have equal opportunity. And to some people, that meant equal outcomes, right? But when black people heard equal rights and no color lines and you won't be judged by the color of your skin, many black people thought that would make them white. Many black people thought that they would wake up the next morning, walk outside, and their skin would be caucus. They thought their skin would become pink and they would be white people. And now all these years after civil rights bill passed and ultimately failed, if you ask me, black people are having buyer's remorse. So now black people are trying to force their way, which they don't have to do this, right? Black people have found other ways to enter into white society. I'm going to buy the house in that white neighborhood, but here's the problem. These wealthy black folks and black folks who have money and they hardworking, they have birthed children who only know good times. And if you know anything about good times, what do they say? They say good times create weak men. The saying goes, strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times. So these people made money. They done moved out to Yuma, Arizona. They done bought homes and all that out there, right? They doing good. They've birthed and raised a bunch of entitled, spoiled, good-for-nothing children who don't believe in taking accountability or responsibility for their actions. So now, because these strong black folks have produced these weak-ass children are now making hard times for the people wherever they live. And instead of saying, look, we live around white folks, Asians, these people acting civilized, we need to act civilized too. These people now want to bring their ignorance, degeneracy, and ghetto mindset into traditionally sacred spaces where none of that shit was allowed. It's all, when you go to In-N-Out, it's damn near like you in church. Everyone's friendly, everyone's polite, the workers are amazing, the food is great, and you like, we are just here to have a good time. Families can go in there, people in there with their kids. That's one of the safest places you can go with your kids, right? I feel like In-N-Out safer than Chuck E. Cheese or Dave's John's Incredible Pizza. But when you have these black people who are raising these thugs and hooligans, because they're strong, hardworking people, but their kids are getting influenced by social media, music, all this stuff. Dude growing up in a 5-bedroom mini mansion, but he wants to be NBA Youngboy. he want to be King Von because that's what he's consuming 24 hours a day. You get times like this. So black people are like, as much as they act like they don't like white people, the reason why they dislike white people is because civil rights didn't make them white, which they thought it would. And number two, they dislike white people because white people will not allow them into their spaces acting animalistic. That's what's going on here. And this gives you a prime example of why. You see the white guy, he trying to break the shit up. The people, at In-N-Out, man, we just trying to flip burgers, man. They making good money. Y'all still in here trying to fight. But if y'all really was mad, go outside with that bullshit. Y'all got people with their families, their girlfriends, their kids. Look at her. She got her ass out the way. And slowly but surely, you see all the white people just start to exit. They say, leave them to what they doing. Leave them to the bullshit. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? And then y'all quick to call somebody racist when they don't want you around. I don't even want you around. I don't want to be at In-N-Out with my kid. And then all of a sudden this bullshit break out. Because y'all start off fighting. And then what do we know it always escalate to? It always escalate to shooting. It always escalate to shooting. You go to In-N-Out for a quality food and an affordable meal. It's usually nice and clean, family-friendly place. 100%. Take that bullshit to Whataburger, man. But In-N-Out is not made for that. And In-N-Out is like letting people know we're not going to tolerate that because, they're shutting In-N-Outs down. They're like, we're done with this. It gets to the point where you're like, we don't even want these people's money. We just want to get away from these people. 100% 18 Sonic fighting over absolutely nothing. Nothing. Like Bernie Mac say. Nothing. You in In-N-Out, you see a white boy, y'all getting into it. You think he weaker than you. So you like, I'm going to take the opportunity to jump on this dude and get an easy win. But you didn't realize, bro, going to fight you back. Now, instead of being a man about it, like, remember the Boondocks? Wait a minute, I'm white. He avoids his nigga moment and he just keep on moving. Guys, it's like, how many times you got to put the mirror up to black people's face before they realize, like, yo, there's really no excuse for us acting like this. There's really no excuse for us doing this stuff that we doing. We're ruining everybody's day, month, week, year, neighborhood, because we just want to run around and act a damn fool. People are tired of that. People don't have to put up with that, right? And then if the people say something, they're going to say, oh, you racist. They gonna call me a coon right now. Brandon, you a coon. You can't say that about black folks. Yes, I can. And there's not a damn thing you could do about it. There's not a damn thing you could do about it. There's a situation right now in Texas, and I'm going to use Roland Martin to tell y'all about this. I mean, not Texas, Louisiana, where a white town, majority white, part of, I think it's Baton Rouge or something. But there's this town, and they have a lot of, So it's Baton Rouge. There's a white, predominantly white area. They want to separate from Baton Rouge, and they want to create their own town called St. George, Louisiana. And the white folks is like, we pay our taxes. We got to deal with out of control crime. Our schools is trash. They trying to send the ghettoest of the ghetto kids into our neighborhood, right? And we're tired of it. So we want to separate from these people because they're not trying to have a life. These people don't want to live in a city. These people want to live in a open air prison. So the white folks is tired of the shit. So they want to separate. Now, as much as black folks swear they don't like white folks, I'm tired of these white folks. You know this how they do. Soon as the white folks want to separate, now you got black people trying to make out here hollering about, we need an all black town, right? It's all talk. It's all talk, obviously. But they'll say it because it sounds good. We need an all black town. We need to get away from these white folks. You have a situation in Louisiana where white folks are literally like, we're going to separate from you. We're going to make our own town, and y'all can have this historic city of Baton Rouge. Black folks is going crazy because black people have evolved to the point, our criminality and ghetto-ness in our community, it has gotten to the point where we're ready to take this show on the road. We are no longer satisfied with this being confined to the ghetto. We now want to take this ghetto destructive behavior on the road and force everybody to live with it now. It's no longer just don't go past Martin Luther King. All the blacks over there, they crazy. No. They taking this shit on the road. They moving into nice neighborhoods doing this shit now. And other groups of people do not have to deal with this. Other groups of people don't have to deal with this. And this is what got black folks so angry.
2024, guess what? In Louisiana, the state Supreme Court there is allowing a largely white community to break apart and separate the city of Baton Rouge to create their own city.
Shouldn't black people be cheering? Yes, we got our own city. No, because all this black, we want to separate, woo-woo, this bullshit is pure unadulterated bullshit. Black folks acting a fool only means something to black folks. It only carries weight if there's white people to tell us how bad it is. Oh my God, look at what they're doing. If there's not white folks to clutch their pearls at black behavior, black folks won't do it. Black folks love being the entertainment for everybody. That's what we do. We fight, do the Mandingo fights and all that stuff, because that's all you're seeing. Spill over from slavery and shit. Oh, we in a nice place. Let's act a damn fool. You see what they're doing at the graduations.
This has been a 6-year effort by folks there. On Friday, the Supreme Court granted the formation of the predominantly white city of St. George, which will be separate from Baton Rouge. The ruling is sparking concerns about segregation. Activist Gary Chambers posted a video talking about this here. He joins us now from Baton Rouge. Gary, glad to have you.
Now tell me, because someone is getting away from you because you're violent, someone's getting away from you because you can't even go to a public event without y'all acting a fool, fighting and shooting it up, that's racist. Someone wanting to live in peace, in harmony, and prosperity is now racist. And now you understand why the hood is so fucked up. If you want a better life, you're a traitor, a coon, or you're a racist and a bigot. You're one of the two. It don't make no damn sense.
Here, you made clear, Gary, that this was a very organized effort by a handful of people with a lot of money to achieve the creation of their own city. Walk folks through how this happened.
So, Roland, we have a man named Norman Browning who organizes a group of about 10 people that decide they want a new school district because they don't want their kids to go to the schools of Baton Rouge. Keep in mind, Baton Rouge is the city that had the longest desegregation lawsuit in America.
Who gives a damn? See, it's always these people don't want their kids to go to school with our ghetto ass kids that's shooting up the school, fighting, stealing, bringing knives to school, stabbing people. So let me bring up some irrelevant historical fact that's going to allow me to try to do mental gymnastics to make white people racist because they don't want their kids' lives at risk every day as they are forced to go to school with Pookie and Ray Ray. Have you guys seen the situation that happened over in St. Louis where they bust that white girl head against the cement and she was on the ground shaking, having a seizure? She has permanent brain damage because some big ass black girl fought her, this skinny ass white girl. And if you fighting, you just fighting. Y'all just getting at it. Y'all going at it cool. This girl, get on top of the girl, beat the girl up. The girl didn't all but then surrendered. You beating her up. She ain't got nothing. She can't do nothing with you. That wasn't good enough for the black girl. The black girl then has to grab her head and start slamming her head into the concrete. And you can literally hear this little white girl's skull crack. You can hear her skull crack, right? And the big black girl jump up and run off and start fighting somebody else. And the white girl is on the ground, literally having a seizure because her skull is cracked. Her brain is messed up. She's literally on the ground convulsing while the black folks is still chaotically fighting each other around. And as a parent, you blame yourself. Why did I send my kid to school with these people? I know what they do, but I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm trying to be cool. And now my kid is permanently brain damaged. My kid could be dealing with brain damage for the rest of her life. For the rest of her life, man. I saw another video just today. White boy and black boy fighting. Black dude want to fight the white dude. Skinny white dude with glasses. White dude like, I ain't no punk. They fight. Black dude he grabs the white dude, picks the white dude up over his head, slam the white dude head first on the ground. Around him, a grown-ass black man like, yeah, put him on his head. Put him on his head. So the black dude picks up the white dude, carries him over to the cement, and then tries to slam him on his skull on concrete. Off of the grass to the concrete, tries to slam on his head. But when the black dude went to slam him, the black dude fell too. The black dude ended up knocking himself and the white dude out. They both got knocked out. The black people run up on the white dude. Let him go. I'm going to stab you. They're threatening this white dude. Why would you want your kids to live around people like that? Who thinks that that's okay? Who are encouraged to engage in this animalistic behavior? Yes, they're right. They're right to want to get away from you. And they're not trying to get away from you because you're black. They're trying to get away from you because you act like a wild damn animal. And you teach and maybe as a parent you don't, but your kids do, and you allow your kids to do that. And if someone tries to say anything or correct your kid, you are painting that person as a racist and a bigot. That's what's going on here.
We didn't finish that lawsuit until the 90s. And so when you look at the conversation around people wanting a new school district, these are people who ultimately don't want their kids to go to school with Black kids. Currently, the school district in Baton Rouge is 80% Black, even though the city is 56% Black. So white parents in Baton Rouge right now, for the most part, do not send their kids to public schools in Baton Rouge.
But why? Is this freaking idiot? Is he going to tell you why? Do you think white parents are like, yeah, I want to inconvenience myself by sending my kid to a school 2 cities over? What the why? You know, they say find your why. Why are they doing that? And when you listen to these race hustlers like Roland Martin and this buffoon, you'll understand they never address why. Their only answer to why is, oh, because they racist. They racist. These fools gonna get degrees to act willfully ignorant to why they don't know why the Black folks is only 56% of the population of Baton Rouge, but make up 80% of the school district. Because y'all kids is over there acting a fool.
As a result of not getting that school district, these folks then decided to try to start a city. They failed the first time because the city was, I think at that time, going to be 60% white. They went back, cut out Black neighborhoods, cut out Black apartment complexes, made the municipality smaller, put it back on the ballot, and got it passed by a vote of 17,000 people. The vote of 17,000 now impacts 400,000 people who live in East Baton Rouge Parish because of the general fund that's $1 billion of city parish money. 300 million of that is not dedicated. And they're going to take away $48 million of resources from the general fund in order to create this new municipality. So
yeah, yes, 100%. They're tired of giving your Black mayor and your Black city council their money to squander and waste. They're tired of it. They deserve representation too. And between y'all and then the white folks who feel sorry for y'all, who will send their kid to another city too to go to school, but then act like they down with the Blacks. They're tired of it. It passed on 17,000 votes. You know why? Because most Black people probably didn't vote. You know it's a citywide vote. But they know you're not going to participate in nothing political, so they're like, we could beat these fools with 5,000 votes. Never is the onus put on Black people to do better and be better. Okay, let them separate. Why don't we start an initiative to get our test scores up, to stop violence in the school and in the city? Let's now it could turn into a competition, what America's built on. Let's build this part up where we at and make it better than St. George. But they know they can't do it. They know they can't do it because they're unwilling to do what's necessary to do that. You thought you was going to live forever, getting these white folks money, spitting in their face and blowing it on stupid DEI and affirmative action bullcrap, soft on crime garbage. And they played your ass. They showed you. No, because we are legally able and allowed to separate from you. And now we're going to take our 48 million from you, and we're going to see what you do when Black folks get what they want, which is this Black utopia that they're claiming they're going to build. They're panicking right now. Why are you panicking? When the Black utopia is what Black folks been wanting for this whole time.
I don't really care if they go off and segregate themselves, but I do care that we've paid into the fortunes of that portion of town for the last 50 years.
You ain't paid into shit. Shut up. Let's do the numbers. Who more on welfare in that town? I bet you it's the Black folks. It's a Black majority town. That means you're going to get the majority of the resources. Oh, we didn't pay it over there. Man, please, money gone. But you couldn't pay this guy to be honest about the situation. That's the real issue here. You couldn't pay this guy to be honest about the situation.
Rape and human trafficking. But people wonder,
we know exactly why these people want to get away from Black folks. We know exactly why. I don't know why we play this game like we're dumb. Oh, why would they ever want to do that? Why would they want to leave from around us? And just overall ghetto ass behavior. Overall blatant disregard, right? For everybody and everybody's safety. Look at this. Look at this. I want to show y'all this. This in Texas. And as you watch this, tell me, who the hell wants to live around this madness? Who wants to live around this? I sure as hell don't.
The chaos in Forney did not start here. But that gunshot is when it gets really messy, sending kids screaming and running from the officers sent to break up their fight.
This is where it happened.
Right. Mariah Gibson watched from her doorbell camera dozens of teenagers moving in Thursday.
They're coming. You can hear them coming.
And now we can hear...
All right, where the white kids at? Where the white kids at? Dozens of teenagers.
Just how many kids there are fighting near North Forney High School.
They're still trying to fight. I got too many.
And I was like, oh my God.
Where the white kids at? Oh, they're just racist. That's why they don't want to. No, they don't want to live by you because anytime you get in large groups, you acting crazy. You're acting crazy. This seems like a quiet, peaceful neighborhood, very nice homes. What are these kids doing, man? If I'm living in a place like this, I don't want to hear gunshots. I don't want to hear gunshots from my neighbors, and I damn sure don't want to hear gunshots from my neighbors' badass kids. But you know what? If you say anything, you're a racist. You're a racist. You hate black people. Why are you being racist? That's what they say. But I want to show y'all something that's going to blow y'all mind before we end this. Guys, please hit the like button. Thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all being in the room with me tonight, bearing with me. I want to show y'all what Fishback had to say over in Florida. If I could pull it up, damn. Let me see. Fishback. Okay, I guess I'll not. Okay. Let me find it. So, this dude, there's this guy in Florida. His name is James Fishback. And Fishback go at it with these black people, right? And there's these teen takeovers going on in Florida. And he's like, yo, we gonna have to be honest. It's the blacks. It's the black kids. Now we know, we black. We know who it is. We know who doing it. We know who kids is on video. The video is not lying on your kid. These black people in the audience start going at this dude like as if they don't know that their kids are terrorizing the town. This guy's running for governor.
During a stop in downtown Tampa today, a Republican candidate for governor called for harsher penalties after a teen takeover Friday night. That wild gathering led to 22 people, some as young as 12 years old, facing criminal charges. Well, News Channel 8 political reporter Ty Russell is here after attending the news conference with James Fishback. Ty.
Yes, Stacey, the Republican hopeful says teens and young adults need some tough love after this event here. He warned if he's governor, he would call on authorities to do more, like civil violations for parents and felony charges for those involved in large, dangerous gatherings.
It wasn't a teenage takeover. It was a riot.
Fishback says instead of teens facing a misdemeanor charge of affray, which is fighting in a public space while scaring people, he says events like Friday night should lead to felony rioting charges, which is a public disturbance of 3 or more people resulting in injury and or damage.
They're reluctant to call young black teens armed with weapons, carrying illegal drugs, rioting at this place on Friday night.
He added, under his administration, FDLE would also study root causes of crime among black youth.
The group here on Friday night was almost exclusively young and black. If the group were young and white exclusively, I would call it out the same.
Since this weekend, Tampa Police Chief Lee Burkaw has been warning all teens to avoid these types of violent and dangerous gatherings.
That it's not safe for teens to come and do a teen takeover in Tampa. We'll hold them accountable.
The chief also said the police department can't prevent these takeovers alone.
We will hold people accountable, but we need our community's support. We need the guardians, we need the parents, we need the clergy, the community members to also do their part.
Fishback added that if he's governor, the Florida National Guard could be called in to take down a takeover.
What happened was an attack on law and order. It was an attack on the peace.
And keep in mind, Fishback trails frontrunner Byron Donalds in the polls, and I also reached out to the Donalds campaign and Tampa police to respond to Fishback's proposals, and right now I am still waiting to.
Yeah, and I hope Byron Donald pick up the same mantle and just call it what it is. These black kids are acting wild as hell. They don't care. They don't care about other people's safety. They parents ain't worried about where they are at night. But guys, people say like, where are the parents? Like, I love your question, Gonzalez. But this is the thing. If your kid is out here doing this type of shit, do you really think the parents got control over these kids? You kind of put the parents in a rough spot. They ain't got control over. Dude, they need to give parents immunity like the police got immunity. If your mama knock your ass out, if your daddy elbow drop your ass, he ain't going to jail. If he can prove, hey, my son was out here doing teen takeovers, you know, I told his ass to clean his room and he can't go outside. And bro tried to squabble with me. If I was president, governor, I'm giving parental immunity. We going back to whooping ass. Because if your kid is not afraid that you might whoop their ass, they have no incentive to listen to you. You know, I got people saying, oh, but that ain't always the way. I tell people all day, if your kid woke up tomorrow and was like, mama, I ain't going to school, fuck that, how would you force them to go? Based on the current laws in our country, you can't. Let's be real. Take the phone. I don't care about the phone. Take the TV. I don't care about the TV. All right, you ain't eating dinner. That's abuse. Now you going to jail. Oh, you got to stay in your room. Oh, that's kidnapping. Now you going to jail. Bro, I sat in a foster parenting class. I asked the lady, so if a kid pick up a knife and attack me, what do you have to do? You got to try to just avoid him. You can't put your hands on him. This is the law. The law has taken away your ability to discipline your kid, yet they still want you to take responsibility for your kid's actions. They need to open back up the juvenile hall, build it up like prison. All y'all doing a year in jail. Bet you'll stop their ass then.
Across the country, spontaneous teen takeovers are popping up.
Teen takeover. Teen takeovers. Teen takeovers. Let me ask you a question. How do they know it's a teen takeover? Because they can use their eyes and recognize that the people who are there are teens? Well, if you use those same eyes, what else can you discern about 99% of the teens in these takeover videos? That's right, they're all black teens, but you're not allowed to make that observation. No, these are just teens. Don't notice anything else. So why does it matter what race they are? I can hear a liberal shriek. Simple. How can you solve a problem if you're unwilling to admit what the problem is? After yet another teen takeover in Florida, this time a wild one in Tampa Bay, James Fishback, a candidate for governor of Florida, went off at this press conference.
It was not a teen takeover. What happened here on Friday night was a riot. We are not going to be able to address this issue because we're denying what it truly is. It's quite fitting that members of the media, including some here today, had no issue calling the events of January 6th a violent insurrection, when in fact no one was charged with insurrection. One thing that we have to confront is that Black youth violence is a problem in Florida. The truth of the matter is that the group here on Friday night was almost exclusively young and Black. There's something to be said about the root causes that lead a 12-year-old who was arrested here on Friday night to riot without parental supervision. 72% of Black kids born today will be born to an unmarried mother. I'm here to announce 3 policies that would take effect immediately if I were governor. We will be charging anyone who participates in a so-called teen takeover with Florida State Statute 870-01, a third-degree felony of rioting. I'm also a judicial search adult, law enforcement, in my first month as governor.
I want to show you how the video where the dude start talking shit to him.
Another teenage takeover in Pinellas County, in Hillsborough County, in any of the 67 counties. Sean, open carry is legal in the state of Florida.
Open carry is for everybody.
It's for everybody, Black or white, Christian, Muslim, or a Jew. If we find out that a teen takeover is showing up, we are showing up with a dozen people with AR-15s. We're going to exercise our Second Amendment right.
As he should. Now look at the Black guy. If you show up to defend law and order, business, and keep people safe from our wild, violent children, we're going to show up with guns too to kill you for trying to stop our children from committing crime. Listen to these dudes. He's not insane. He's not insane at all.
And we are going to protect communities like this. So what happened on Sunday here in Clearwater Beach happens nowhere. If there is a...
You guys, this Black, we are too. This and that. Bro, get the hell out of here. You sound stupid. These kids don't give a damn about you or nobody else. They don't even care about their parents. They're talking about we gonna take the parents to jail if they don't stop. These kids are still doing it. F you, take my mama to jail. I don't care. These kids are mindless. They're doing it because they think this shit is funny. They think this is a game. Look at this little kid, 12 years old. He's at the teen takeovers.
But let me be very clear.
And he didn't say his name, so I thought I was getting jumped, but I wasn't. I looked behind, was a car. Then I tried to stop. Then he just caught me. So after that, I got back up and I was just right then and there. What? And he didn't say his name, so I thought I was getting jumped, but I wasn't. I looked behind, was a car. Then I tried to stop. Then he just caught me. So after that, I got back up and I was just right then and there. What? And he didn't say his name, so I thought I was getting jumped, but
look at these guys. I thought he was gonna get jumped. He got arrested. You ain't thought nobody's getting jumped. Nigga, you was out there acting wild. Somebody said, and then Masan, you can't kill children. You sure can. Especially if they try to kill you. Go to Chicago. Bro, they're beating up cops, beating up elderly people, robbing elderly people. They shot an old man. An old man walking with his wife, they shot him. What are you talking about? So, okay, so if a kid put a gun to your face and they about to pull the trigger and you're not going to shoot him? You're going to say, I guess I'll die. So little Glocktavius can live to go rob another day. That's stupidity. You can't ask people to willingly put themselves in a dangerous situation and not defend themselves because this person is 17 but not 18. This is what people are going to start doing. This is why people are speaking up now to avoid this. Because people will start doing this type of shit. If the city government doesn't do what they're supposed to do and step up and prevent this crap, people will start taking it into their own hands. You're going to lose your life to this dimwit because he just decide to go out and hurt people just because he can. That's what they're doing. These kids think because you can't do nothing to them because of the law. But they think you're not going to do nothing to them because you soft and you scared and you a bitch and you a punk. That's what I'm saying. We need to give these parents qualified immunity to put belt to ass when necessary. Because if his daddy punches his ass in the chest one time, he going to fold his ass and he ain't going nowhere. but you can't do nothing. You can't even talk to these kids crazy no more. Or they want to put you in jail in 1 million hours of parenting classes. They've taken away our ability to discipline our children. Now they want to hold us responsible for the fact that our children are acting wild. But guys, I got to go. Thank you so much for watching this. I appreciate everything you do for me in this channel. Till the next time, take care of yourselves. But most importantly, take care of each other. Peace.